Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. I thought I'd do another video on these catalogues. I did one before, but I did it in a not so quite good way, if you know what I mean. I just showed the catalogues in front of the camera. I don't think you can really see it in that. So what I thought I'd do, if people are interested, we'll see after this video, is I might do a series on some of these old catalogues. Most of them are at least 10 years old. Most of them sell stuff you can't buy now as well. So yeah, so what I think I'll do is I'll do a video on each, talk about the stuff in it, talk about the stuff I bought from the catalogues, because quite a lot of this stuff was bought from these various catalogues, and I'll also scan the pages this time, and I'll show you 2 pages at a time. So if you're watching on a TV or a bigger screen or a computer screen or whatever, maybe that's it on a phone, I don't know, but there'll be proper scanned pictures of the pages with me doing a voiceover for it. So I think today I will do, let me find it, I won't mind doing Range Right Limited catalogue from 2007-2008. So this will be today's catalogue that I'll talk about, and then in another video it'll be another one if people are interested. Right, so this is the Range Right catalogue. Now this says 2007-2008, but I'm actually going to show you one slightly older than that, because the other one I've got hasn't got a cover, but it's got more of the stuff I bought from it, so I can talk about it more. But you'll see an example, what you're seeing now is an example of a cover of a Range Right Limited catalogue, and then we'll start with page 3, because obviously the contents isn't going to be what it says. So the pages where I haven't bought stuff, I won't dwell too much, but you can always look at it yourself, just pause and look, you know, as long as the quality is good enough. So it starts off with the Norika air rifles there. Never really had any interest in any of them, although they look like good cheap air rifles. So that's page 3, so now we're going to page 4. Got some, not sure what those are at the top, junior starter spring rifles. Oh, they're all, these are all wire arcs now. Now these I was interested in buying, but I never got around to it. I like the underlever ones. So let's go on to page 6 and 7. So you've got some air source and CO2 standard rifles there. Now I do think I did buy my Crossman Ratcatter from here, which is down the bottom of page 6. Pretty sure I did. That was a good gun. Good sort of carbine. Bigger than a pistol, smaller than a rifle, and the power was about in between as well, I think. Can't remember what the power is on that. Maybe 8 foot-pounds. Pneumatic air rifles, pump up ones on the other side. The only gun on that side I wouldn't have minded having was one of the old daisies right down the bottom, the BB Spring air rifles. I always wanted one of those traditional daisies, or Red Rider daisies, just because they look interesting, and they're like proper, they're like what you call a proper old classic. Next is the Logans, and if you look down near the bottom of the page, number 7 is the Logan Sweet 16, and that is something I always did want, and I even had the money to buy it, and I was close enough that I was going to fill out the form to buy it, and then change my mind and bought something else. Can't remember what I did buy in the end. The Logan Sweet 16s at the time used to be about 525 quid for the basic model, and the thing I liked about it, it had a lot of stuff you could add on easily, and the 16-shot magazine. The next page is some those pre-charged career air rifles that go to like 80 foot-pound. Air rifle accessories. Number 4, that rifle cleaning kit, I bought that, and some of the number 6, the pellets you shoot through your gun, I bought those. Those quite good. Next page, Page 11. If you look there, it's got some sling swivel sets. I bought those. They're actually on my BSA Lightning now. And on the other page, number 4, the knockdown target, I bought one of those as well. Not sure if I got that from Range Right or if I got that from the shop though. Next page is just some telescopic sights. May have bought one of my telescopic sights from here, but I'm not really sure. Again, more. So now we're on to page 15. If I was likely to have bought a scope, it probably would have been from the Range Right range there. And I think I did buy at the bottom, page 15, the number 1 red and green switchable red dot sight. Right, next page, some mounts. Pretty sure I bought some of those mounts down the bottom. You see the ones that are the one long piece. Bought those for my crossbow, my Barnet, because I wasn't sure if it would make a difference with just the smaller mounts because of the recoil. Seemed to work though. And on the next page is some Logan silencers and that. Next page, air pistols. You got the HW45 there at the top of page 18. I did buy one of those, and I'm pretty sure I did buy it through Range Right Limited as well. As you come down, actually, if I had the money, I'd probably buy all of those pistols now on that top section. The HW40, that S3 air pistol, I'd buy them all. But I own at the very bottom the Chinese air pistol. It's alright. That's about as much as you can say for it. Malcolm, my twin brother's got one of the Crossman pneumatic air pistols, pump up ones. He reckons they're really good. And the reason I like things like that now is I realised that I get fed up with running out of CO2. Once you run out of CO2, you can't shoot your gun, can you? So I've started to like spring pistols a lot more now, even though a lot of them don't have a lot of power. But then saying that, then, you know, at the same time you can get, you know, the HW45 is powerful. You know, down the bottom there's a couple of the old GAT guns and the old I can't remember what the other one's called, but you can see them there. That old Colt 45 looking one. That used to be an old sort of classic. Next page is CO2 air pistols, and again there's the Crossman 2240, which I own. Then you get the Sheridan Pro Hunter down the bottom, number 7. Now I got really close to buying that as well, and if I still had the money I probably would. And number 3, the Smith & Wesson, I've got one of those with a stock on it, which I don't think I bought from here, but I may have. And then down the bottom you've got some accessories, and I did buy the silencer for the Ratcatter, I think, on there, and some of the spare magazines for other guns. Next page, 20 and 21, Umarex CO2 air pistols. Now some of these I would have loved to have bought, because some of them Umarex ones are really good quality replica CO2 air pistols. So why I like that is they look like the real thing, so you can put them on the wall and they look good, but you can also use them. I pretty much probably would have bought most of their range if I was still working. The Berettas look really nice, and again I nearly did buy them, but it was just deciding. Most of the time in those days I went for power over looks. You know, that's all I was interested in. I wanted the most powerful air pistols you could get. So we go to the next page now, 22 and 23. A couple of Daisy air pistols there. Then you got pellets on the other side, and I used to buy the Range Right Limited pellets, and I thought they was good. And then on the other side you've got the Prometheus down the bottom there. I did buy those, and those was good as well. And back on the other page, 22, the dynamic air bullets. I used to buy those. They're supposed to be to go through pre-charged pneumatic air rifle, really, but I used to fire them out of my BSA Lightning. And then go back to page 23. There's the Crossman pellets. I do like those. Good quality pellets those are. Alright, next page, you've got some laser sights, and down the bottom the beam shot one, beam shot number 8. I bought that package, the beam shot 100X. Good little setup for a lot of, you know, got quite a few mounts and that for a laser. Still got that, Next page is gun bags, and as far as I'm aware, I may have bought a gun bag. I definitely bought those number 7 pistol bags, black pistol bag, bought 2 of those. And then down the bottom there's the Logan gun bags, and the number 5 Logan Operations Commando Carrier. Bought one of those, still got that. It's a proper decent bag. I used to take that on holiday with me as my sort of suitcase. Next page is shooting lamps. Never really interested in those in the old days. I would rather just make one, you know, rather than buy one. And I would probably still just make one now. Or just, nowadays you can get such cheap, good quality torches, you don't really need them so much. Next page is crossbows, and then you've got, as far as I'm aware, I bought, let's see, number 5 Vulcan pistol crossbow, £80 crossbow. Nearly bought others from that page. Number 2 there, I think that's the one. Yeah, it's the folding crossbow where the limbs fold down, and I really wish I bought that. Never did in the end. But they would fold down. You'd fold them forward and turn them over so there was across the body of the crossbow. So you could make quite a compact crossbow without taking the limbs off. All you had to do was take the string off. I thought that was really good, but again, I never got around to buying it. But I did buy the number 5. And then on the next page is some rifle crossbows. Looking at those, I probably wouldn't buy any of them. I don't like the look of any of them. I don't mind the look of, you should look down the bottom for number 5, Rhino Sport Magnum. That looks alright. There's nothing wrong with any of those crossbows, I just don't like the look of any of them. Maybe number 3 looks quite good. So then we'll go to the next page. Now this is like the proper expensive crossbows. Quite nice though. Got the winding handle on the side and stuff like that, and then the power's getting a lot now. £165, £175, £185. Next page is Range Right slingshots, and I bought once the Barnett number 4, which is the Black Widow, traditional Black Widow, and maybe number 9. I bought some spare bands. I still got them completely packaged up, just, you know, in case you need them. Hopefully they don't disintegrate. The other side of that is Range Right archery. Never bought any archery stuff from there. Wasn't really into bows at the time. More archery on the next page, Patron stuff, and then the next page still archery accessories. Next page is metal detecting stuff. Never interested in that, although there's nothing wrong with it. Next page, 38. I've had quite a few things off this page, weirdly enough. Number 2, the t-shirts. I used to buy those t-shirts. Number 7, I used to buy those trousers. Number 10, I've had that compass. Number 13, had that machete. Number 17, now I think this is from there, those handcuffs, and they're good handcuffs they are. Had those. The next page is some blanks and holsters, and I think possibly that my holster that I have for my revolver came from here. I think it did, but they didn't have, the one I asked for, they didn't have it, so they had to send me something else that's similar. Shotgun accessories, and then you got airsoft stuff. And then this was something they bought in when this stuff started coming in on page 40 and 41. It was I'd stopped buying stuff so much, you know. So paintball stuff here, but weird sort of paintball stuff, more like, looks like kids paintball stuff. And then the next page is some sort of proper paintball stuff. 42, 43, some mag lights, and I may have bought my 60 from Range Right, not sure. The little key lights down the bottom, bought quite a few of those to hang on things, they was quite handy. Next page, 44 and 45, is knives, and if you scroll down, I bought the Woodsman at the bottom, and That's all I bought on that page. The next page I bought the Countryman there, the deluxe lock at the top, the Orion lock halfway down, and I did have, going back to the other page, there's the Kestrel and the Merlin. I bought one very similar to that, but that says black on the Kestrel, it's black horn. Well, I got that in like white horn or bone. I've had quite a few knives from here. None of them are anything special though. You know, I did like them ones I said though. But you know, these knives you could just, most of them you could just get anywhere. On the next page, 46 and 47, I owned the number 1, which was the Alamo hunting knife. Number 14, which was the Ranger Bowie. Both of those knives had 12-inch blades. There was probably a couple of others I would have bought as well, but never got round to it. Never had any of their throwing knives. On the other page, I think I owned number 3, but I don't think that was from there. And down the bottom, I didn't have none of those. Next page, samurai swords. Now, some of these I did buy. Not the ones from page 48, but on page 49, number 5, which is the black katana, bought that. And I nearly bought the number 2, which was the Wakizashi black. I always like the look of that, looked good. And then on the next page is samurai swords. What was that one then, if that said samurai? Samurai swords, and then samurai swords again. And if you look at number 2, I think it was, the ninja longsword, I bought that. That's on the wall now, you know, you've seen it. Then you've got a couple of Kill Bill ones down the bottom. Next page is some tantos and some tomahawks and some decorative weird looking knives. Nunchucks, I may have bought some nunchucks from there, but again I'm not sure. Sometimes I can't remember where I got specific things from. Next page is some military and collector swords. That's quite nice stuff there. Never had any of those. And then the other side is just some gun care maintenance. And I did used to buy the number 10 silver gun oil. Good oil that for cleaning your guns. Run out of that. And I had some number 7. Is it 7? It was the silicone grease anyway, 8. They've got the numbers mixed up on there. And then lastly is the True Utility stuff. And what I bought on the True Utility stuff was the Scarab. I had one of those. And then I also had the multi-tool there, which is the Swiss Army type pen knife. So yeah, that's it. That was the Range Right Limited catalogue. If you wanted to, you could have paused on the pages, you know, to have a proper look. This video is slightly longer than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, if you found this interesting, I'll probably do some more of these. You know, if people watch them and say they want to see any more, I will. Of the other catalogues, some of them will be a bit more interesting because they'll be selling the stuff that, some of them are the catalogues that sell the stuff you can't buy now, you know. So yeah, alright, hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.